back to Jersey's college football, Washington, and let's get into Malik Willis. Wasn't overly impressed when he met the combine. He didn't wow at all. He wowed in the interviews. He didn't kill the combine, as some would say. He didn't kill it at all. These videos about like this, like Malik Willis, I'm giving you truth. I'm not giving you from a fanboy's perspective. Um, what I seen from Malik Willis at the combine, his footwork was okay. Football was okay. Left a lot to be desired there. One of the things I loved about Malik Willis in that where when you see during the season, when he usually throw his deep ball, he usually like leans all the way back on one foot and then just throws it. Which actually in turn does not good because it leaves the ball in the air for too long, which helps the corner and that safety to get under it to actually pick it off. So I wanted to see his deep ball and his deep ball mechanics. And what I seen from his footwork, I loved it. He fixed it. I was like, okay. And when you notice when he fixed it, didn't leaving the ball in the air too long, it got there. He put enough air underneath it. It was one pass where he got too much air under it, but that's when he was just trying to rip it. And that's one of my problems with him. Like when he's really trying to rip it, he tends to put too much in that back foot and lean too much, like literally put his one foot up instead of having a strong base. He'll launch it, like I said, it can kind of sell on you and it kind of hanging there for too long and possibly be underthrown or just picked off. But I like that about him. He fixed that. And, that's one of the things I took away. Like, that's a good pro. It was some throws about I seen Malik Willis, but I say, okay. All right, I like that. I like that. Most of them was all deep throws. The short intermediate throws, he wasn't very good at it. He was okay. But, like I said, he leaves a lot to be desired with that arm. He has a cannon of an arm, a strong arm. Carson Strong has the strongest arm in this draft, and Malik was second. But I was just like, man, he had a cannon of an arm, and that's one of the things that I took away from it. He was, and then he had some throws where it's like, what are you doing? Like, what is that? Like, what is that? He had those throws. So to me, his pro day was, I keep saying pro day. His combine was okay. I left away feeling better about Malik Willis. Because it's like, he can play basic level quarterback. So basic level is you can be a backup. He's a good backup to me. I think he's a backup. I don't see, honestly, for me, I don't see a high ceiling with Willis like everybody say, he has a high. I don't see it. He hasn't shown me a high ceiling. What he's shown me on tape is a guy who lacks the ability to play the quarterback position and has zero knowledge on how to play the quarterback position. That's what he shows me on tape. He shows me that he has the instincts of a running back, which is why he runs too much, runs so often. But I'm not gonna get into a full breakdown of him. I'm just gonna stick to the combine. Combine wise, he was okay. He said he wasn't the best at the combine by no means. He wasn't the third best quarterback at the combine. No, he wasn't actually. It was other guys like unknown guys like I think his name is Cole Kelly or something like that, where he showed more promise than what Willis showed as far as just quarterback period. But like I say, I like what I seen from Willis. Wasn't overly impressed. He was okay. He was nothing spectacular. He was nothing great. He's winning there, he just showed again. He leaves so much to be desired as a thrower. And it's not just as a thrower. It's certain things that come playing the quarterback position, like I say, quarterback one-on-one, that he just does not understand. Some people say he's 2 years away. No. A guy like him is 3, maybe 4 years away because it's too much that he has to learn. And another thing that I grasp from this, just from him specifically, yeah, this looks all fine and dandy, but once you get in the game, this is not going to translate because he's played one way his whole life. So the way he's played his whole life, that's second nature to him. He's going to always revert back to that. So he's a guy that you can't really sit. He has to get in-game reps. So, you're not going to win a lot of games with him. You're just not. Because he has to get in-game reps. And if I'm a team, he can't throw. Low 8 in the box, blitz him. That's how you neutralize him. It's not rocket science. It won't be rocket science. People like to say Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. The difference between those guys and him, they understood how to play the quarterback position. The problem was the accuracy. Can they consistently make the throws? That was the only question. It wasn't a question mark where, do they actually know how to play the quarterback position? Which is the question mark for Malik Willis because he's a slow processor. He has poor pocket awareness. Poor pocket presence. Um, when he runs, now I guess I am getting the breakdown of him. When he runs into contact, not away from it, meaning he's gonna take a beating. And a lot of times you can teach him that. We couldn't teach RG3 that. A lot of quarterbacks you can't teach that. You couldn't teach Vic that. So a lot of quarterbacks at that stature you can't really teach that. I can keep going on and on. He doesn't go through his progression offense. He stares down his receivers. Footwork is not always good. And when he does have a clean pocket, a lot of times he still let ball settle on him. And that's just the few. And then when he tries to do too much and make plays happen and wind up taking a big gain, he doesn't necessarily throw in anticipation. So he doesn't step up in the pocket consistently enough to the point where a lot of times if your O line do break down, I seen one play against Ole Miss, O line do break down where the tackle got beat, but there was a crease there. There was a crease there. I'm like, if you step up into the pocket, now you have two options. I stepped up. I can sit there and deliver a throw, or I can just run and take off, or I can go to the left, or I can roll out to the left-hand sideline. I got plenty of time to improvise to try to find somebody. If I don't, I got an option to either throw the ball away, or I can take off and run. He's not. That's quarterback stuff, 1-on-1. Then there was an interception where I seen against Ole Miss where I think the DN beat the tackle, and Malik Willis, it was a comeback route. The receiver came back. Malik Willis threw it, but he shied away and threw it, which took some off the pass, which in turn gave that cornerback a chance to make a play on it because you took some off of it. On throws like that, it's called staring down a barrel. You got to stand there and deliver that ball, even with that pressure coming. Because if he stood there and delivered that ball, that cornerback wouldn't be able to pick the ball off or had time to. That's on Malik Willis to me. So I'm like, it's just certain things with him where I just say, what are you doing? And it's just like he doesn't just understand. To me, Malik Willis is a Swiss Army knife kind of a player. Do I believe Malik Willis is an NFL player? Yes. I would take Malik Willis in the second round, with the first pick in the second round, as a Swiss Army knife kind of a player. I believe that Malik Willis can be a freaking 5 to 6 time Pro Bowler, 2, 3 All Pro in that role. As a quarterback, I don't know. If I were to say a ceiling for him as a quarterback, Tyrod, a better version of Tyrod, better, healthier version of Tyrod, I'll give him probably that. If I could think of somebody off the top of my head. Maybe a poor man's Michael Vick. If Michael Vick wasn't as good, if Michael Vick had a floor, it would be Malik Willis. I guess, if that's his floor. And Malik Willis, his floor is like a Tyrod Taylor, I guess. That's the best way I can explain it. But I'm not a proponent of him having this high of a ceiling. I don't see it at all. Like I said, he has the instincts of a runner, not a passer. That's the difference. But like I say, I left that combine feeling like I feel better about him as a quarterback, really, as a backup quarterback, not a starter. But that's just me on Willis. To me, I have a grade on him as a quarterback, probably the 3rd round. That's just me on Willis. I don't hate this guy. And like in fact, let me point out, I leave this out. The thing they had a video of him, helping somebody. I love that. He's a Christian, man of faith. He has good character, great character. And I love that. And I will always choose a player with great character, with less talent, over a player with no character and with talent. But he has talent, just not the quarterback position I see. The only thing you can say about him, this is the only thing he has a strong arm. That's the only thing I can say about him at the quarterback position. He has a strong arm. What do you want me to say? Carson Strong has a strong arm. Look at him. Doesn't mean much. But that's just my thoughts on Willis. I like Willis as a Swiss Army knife kind of a player. He's going to have a bright future in the NFL. I just don't think it would be as a quarterback. As a starting quarterback. I think Malik Willis, and I keep saying this, would be better suited on a team like the Lions or the Texans where they can develop him with the guys around him and grow versus him being on the team who's trying to contend now. You're not doing him no favors just sending the offense around him for now. You're not doing him no favors with that. He needs to go somewhere where he can just go learn. That's what he needs. And I believe maybe, just maybe, if he can go somewhere he can just learn, he seems like a kid that's willing to learn. He can be a starter. He can be a Tyler Huntley like quarterback. But a lot of people like Huntley. Huntley probably can start in this league. You'll win some games with Huntley. Maybe like 6, 7. I mean, you put a good team around him, a strong base team, you might can get 10. But you ain't winning a Super Bowl. That's where I kind of am with Willis. But I like Willis. I don't hate Willis to everybody's contrary belief. I don't hate the guy at all. Like I say, he's a Christian. I can't hate him. I'm a Christian. So he's my brother in Christ. So I can't hate him. But as a quarterback, no. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to be like these analysts and fans and not give y'all the truth. I'm going to give y'all the truth about these quarterbacks and the truth. That's the truth of the matter. He did not kill the combine. He was okay. He wasn't the best at the combine. He wasn't the third best quarterback at the combine. That's the truth. I watched it. But like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments.